Welcome to another episode of Chicago Bulls Breeze. You know who I am. This is your boy P Kid. Let's just get into what we all know we're here to do. Let's talk about how the Bulls had just lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers. But caveat, there's a lot that we can take from this particular game. One of the things I'm going to say that I can take from this game is the simple fact that Coby White had the opportunity to close out a game. And that's something a lot of fans in the Chicagoland have wanted to see, especially since he's made this emergence into this star type player. We wanted to have him have the opportunity to close out a game. Well, yeah. Now we didn't win. I want people to understand, just because we want him to take those shots, don't mean he gonna make them. Don't mean that he's gonna be successful. There's a lot of people who are the guy on their team that are not necessarily clutch. Clutch being, hey, they have a game tying or game winning shot and they hit it. I do remember clutch being the last 5 minutes. So from that aspect, I would say Coby was clutch. Coby has come through in the clutch, but that doesn't necessarily always mean or equate to wins. You can argue with your mom on those definitions. I'm letting you know that when I was coming up, the clutch was the last 5 minutes of a game and how a person performed then. But with all that being said, Coby has shown up. And the thing that I like the most is he battled Donovan Mitchell, someone who, if you asked him a year ago, Donovan Mitchell, Coby White, light years ahead, right? Donovan Mitchell, you couldn't even put him in the same sentence. Now, Coby White is coming into his own. If he can keep this up consistently, I mean, season after season, this is his coming out party, so to speak. But if you want to sit here and actually look at this as a trajectory, we could be looking at Donovan Mitchell and Coby White battling for many years to come, because the boy's showing he got it. And that's all you want. Now, here's the one thing I will say. I've always thought that the Cavaliers have had our number. I'm not surprised by the loss. Did I want the win? Yes. But am I surprised by the loss? No. I do think the Cavs are a better team. I think they're better constructed. They have more talent all the way around. It just is what it is. I think they're a better team. We have a ways to go. I don't think we're too far off. Fully healthy, I don't know if we're too far off. But I do know that they do one thing that we don't do well. That's inside scoring. And no, they just have our number there. The way that they're constructed, they just have our number. It's no sense of even going back and forth about that one. So the ultimate thing and the ultimate caveat to this entire game is the simple fact that we got to see what we wanted to see. Coby White tried to close out a game. Coby White tried to tie the game. Now, he's had some tying moments before, but again, that's what we want to see. However, I want people to understand this one thing. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. This was the moment. He deserved the moment. DeMar was wide open. I get the play was called for him. He deserves that moment. DeMar DeRozan was wide open. Corner three. Out of all the shots I'm comfortable with DeMar taking, with a three being necessary, that's the shot DeMar can take. That's the shot that he can hit. We've seen him actually win back-to-back games from that particular angle. I get that we wanted Coby White, and I get that Coby White wanted to take that shot. Probably should have passed in that instance. Now, that's just me being nitpicky. I am always, some people could call me contrarian by nature. It is what it is. I'm not sitting there picking apart his game. I think he played phenomenal. I'm happy that he's developing the way he's developing. I've already walked back the fact that at one point he was a scrub, and at one point he was a scrub. I stand on that. If he was right here, hey, I'd be like, hey, dog, you sucked at one point. It just is what it is. Happy that the emergence is happening. I'm happy that he is coming into his own. I'm happy that he is being who he is, and potentially the star for the Chicago Bulls. All that being said, there are still things that we can work on. There's still things that can help us, get to that next level. In that situation, making the right play as opposed to just trying to play hero ball would have probably been my preferred thing, because that extra pass, and there was time for that extra pass, probably would have gave us a better shot. And that wide open shot versus a half turn fadeaway. Well, it's not half turn, but a fadeaway from that deep. I don't think that was the best shot. Even if he's hit it before, I don't think that was the best shot, as opposed to something wide open in the corner. especially considering the distance from the two. I believe that the corner three is still one of the easier threes to take within the league. That's my only gripe with that. However, that's again me being nitpicky. I do want to sit here and say this, even though I do believe that the Cleveland Cavaliers have our number. I do believe that they are like 18 of the last 20 against us. It just is what it is. The stats prove it. Don't hate me, hate the stats, hate the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. It just is what it is. I am concerned at the fact that we know exactly how they're going to play us, and it doesn't seem like we make a good enough adjustment when they come through, or even when we go through Cleveland. It doesn't seem as if the game plan ever factors in as the fact that they actually. I don't want to sit there and say on a regular, but I do want to say that they do smack us often with points in the paint. You would think that there would be a different game plan for that, especially since again within conference stuff like that. That all of that's to me is again nitpicking. I do think again they are the better team right now. However, I would love to see Billy Donovan do something a little different. I would love to see us have a different game. And maybe that is us needing other players or other players to step up who just aren't at this particular point. Maybe the best of how we can contend against that particular team is yet to come. And I'm okay with that. I'm accepting the fact that that may be the reality when it comes to the Chicago Bulls. I'm accepting the fact that the Chicago Bulls just some matchups that are just nightmares for us and none we can do about it. I'm okay with that. I guess I'm not okay with it not even seeming as if we tried to address it. Maybe. But again, I want to hear your thoughts, man. This is not one of those videos where I'm going to sit there and extend it too long because at this point, we know what it was. We lost. They seem to have our number. Again, they have a pretty good record of the last 20 against us. They've won like 95% of it. It just is what it is. But we did get to see other people step up. We did get to see other Coby White continue his search, and we saw the battle we wanted to see when you have a young guard going against a more veteran senior guard who's known to just light it up against us. And so I'm happy that he wasn't a deer in headlights. He stood up to that bully and we was able to compete even if it wasn't a loss. But again, you should feel happy if you're a Bulls fan because this is still us competing and trending in the right direction. So far, even the L's we've taken as of late, not all of them have been really egregious, and that's a good thing. And there's still opportunity, still 20 plus something games for us to make moves within our conference to actually gain some ground, to be a playoff team. The loss against the Cavaliers doesn't change that for me. I do believe that the Chicago Bulls, when it's all said and done, will be a 6 seed. I do believe we can make it to the 6 seed. That is very possible. I am actually going to sit here and make that my prediction that we make it to the 6 seed and not a playing team. And I mean, there's a lot of implications that come with that. But if we do it right, based off the strength of our schedule coming up, we have a chance. But I want to hear your thoughts. Whether it's love, whether it's hate, put it in the chat. I'll be in there with you. Till next time. Peace.